Roger here from Big Fat Simulations. Very proud to announce an update to Airport Madness 3D Volume 2. It's only been 7 years since I released AM 3D2, but here it is, a new airport, Las Vegas Harry Reid International. So far, the feedback has been pretty good. I'm being told that it's a beast of an airport. It's instantly become my favorite field. 2 sets of parallel crossing runways, lots of conflict points, limited gates, fast action. Beautiful city backdrop, and gorgeous real-world Nevada terrain. It's a very playable, enjoyable level. So what I'd like to do is play for 10 minutes. Don't expect me to do a good job here while I'm trying to talk to you as well. I was going to play it and then do a voiceover after, but that's kind of a lie. I'd like you to see me play and squirm and struggle, and you might even see a few fireballs as we play here. I don't know if you recall, but a year ago I did an update to this title, and I improved the explosions. Some of you have emailed me and told me that you liked, and some of you didn't like, the actual bodies that come out of the airplanes when they crash. I know a couple of the app stores had a problem with it, but anyways, I just react to that and I make changes to keep everybody happy. Well, here we go. My strategy is going to be to try and depart everybody off at 26 right, because it's the shortest taxi. And what I often do when I'm playing Airport Madness 3D is I'll take these arrivals and I'll direct them to a runway that creates a minimal number of conflicts. For example, if I bring everybody in for 01 right and I depart everybody off 26 right, that cooks everything down to just one conflict point, this one intersection right there. But I'm going to be talking as I play this, so don't expect fantastic work from me. So I came up with the idea of Las Vegas International. You like that? And that's my hotel over there. I came up with this. As a lot of you know, I'm a real-world air traffic controller. I work in a tower, and I'm also a game developer. But what I also do as a third job is I'm a very part-time corporate pilot. So I have the opportunity to fly around in a jet. And one of the airports I flew into a couple of weeks ago was Las Vegas International. And interesting thing happened. I was on final approach for 1 left, and the tower lined somebody up, just like I did now, onto 26 right. And as I was on final approach for 1 left, I was very curious. I was wondering what was going to happen. I was wondering if this aircraft was going to take off directly into me. That didn't happen. But what did happen was I realized Las Vegas is a very fun airport, and it absolutely belongs in Airport Madness 3D. So I've added it. It's definitely been a great idea. It's inspired me to make more airports. In fact, I have a list of 30 airports that I'd like to build in Airport Madness 3D. And it's my intention to start working on that. So you can expect a lot more airports. The next one is going to be Seattle, Washington, United States, and that'll come out in January. And we'll see. I'd like to do a big update for you every single month. That would be fantastic if I can do that for you. The possibilities with Airport Madness 3D are just about endless. What I want to bring you are so many more features to this. In addition to the 30 plus additional airports, I plan to improve aircraft models, gate models. I have these all done. Better voiceovers. I'd like to add a supervisor. How many of you have played a little game called Radar Chaos, which released by me in 2014? How many of you played that? That had a supervisor that would give you feedback. Uh-oh, that's looking a little bit close there. Oh yeah, there you go. All right, well that's what happens when you talk. That's what happens when you talk and you try and, help, I'm stuck in a narrow metal tube of death. Aviation disaster. Thanks, Sean. Well, where was I? So I want to add, I've got better graphics. I want to add better voiceovers, a supervisor. Like I said, Radar Chaos has a supervisor that tells you whether you're doing a good job or a bad one. And that belongs in Airport Madness. Up until now, I've been relying on the Twitter feed that pops up and gives you feedback on how well you did or how poorly you did. But an actual supervisor, I think that'd be fantastic. I think that'd be just terrific. So we'll do that eventually, in the coming months, we'll say. An end of game report card, kind of like a school report card, you know, the ones that have the F's all over it, or in my case, the C minuses. I'd like to add more challenges. I don't know how many of you have actually noticed this, but Airport Madness 3D2 has a challenge page. Dig for it next time you play it. It's heaps of fun. It has challenges. One challenge I love, it's called Drink from the Fire Hose, and it's just that exactly. Another one challenge that I love playing is called Riding a Bull, and that's exactly what that feels like. I got a few airplanes that require my attention. How many of you want to see multiplayer? That's something I'd like to build. I did put that in my newsletter, and I got one response, and it was a negative one. Somebody said nobody's going to want to play multiplayer, but you're more than welcome to email me and tell me that you want it or you don't want it. I don't see multiplayer necessarily as being a competitive thing where you're trying to beat your friend Mike, where you're seeing Mike's statistics up in the top right corner of your screen while you're trying to beat his progress. What I'm envisioning is maybe that, as well as a teamwork concept where maybe one controller handles the arrivals, one handles the departures, or maybe we divvy it up with runways. One controller, you control the 26s and your friend controls the 1s or something to that effect. Anyway, lots of possibilities with multiplayer. I just don't know how many people would play it. One feature that I would love to see, and I'm going to add, is assignable arrival runways. At the beginning of this, I'd like to declare one left is the arrival runway for all aircraft, or maybe one left and one right would be the runways. That would be fantastic. I think that would be, it would add an additional ounce of realism. I'm talking about realism, and here I am just blindly clearing this aircraft for an immediate takeoff with no consideration for crossing conflicts. I'd like to add interaction with other agencies, so while you're playing this, you'd be hearing from adjacent controllers, airport managers, airlines, the list goes on. And who wants real-world separation standards? That can be done here too. You know, I've been making Airport Madness for 16 years now, and I think my happiest days were in the beginning, when it was all Flash, and I was making Flash games for the World Wide Web, and I'd be down in my basement building this stuff for you, and I was like a mad scientist. I had, you know, the lightning coming in the window while I'm laughing hysterically, and I'm building these crazy applications that are going to hit the web and hopefully, you know, make a little money and get some great feedback. What the heck's happened here? Look at that. And to be quite honest, at some point this whole thing stopped being a fun mad scientist kind of thing, and it became more of a business. At some point I got to this state where all I'm doing is talking to the app stores about problems and accountants and money and that kind of thing. But Airport Madness Pro was a great thought. It was supposed to be the 10th game, and unfortunately the problem with making something that's quote unquote realistic is that that's a very high bar. You've set a very high standard. If you say that you're going to make something that's real, well, people are going to expect to see real. They want to see they want to see realism in every facet of the game, and I found it extremely difficult to deliver. And one thing I learned in building Airport Madness Pro was that reality and fun tend to be somewhat opposed. If you're trying to add something fun, it's probably not very realistic. If you're trying to add something realistic, it's probably not that fun. As a real-world air traffic controller, I can tell you that when Lufthansa calls for pushback, and then they sit there for 12 minutes sorting things out, and then it's 5 minutes of a taxi to the runway, and then they sit there because they've got a departure delay of 10 minutes. That's not exactly fast-paced. That's not fun. And as I built Airport Madness Pro, I discovered that I wasn't really enjoying it. It didn't seem like a game that I'd want to spend hours and hours and hours on. So I put out a newsletter the other day, and I I'm not saying it's canceled, but what I'm saying is that it's delayed indefinitely. Um, what I'm really enjoying is updates to Airport Madness 3D. This is this is so much fun for me, and when it's fun for me building it, I promise it's going to be a good thing for you because you're enjoying a new feature that I had a whole lot of fun building. So it's my plan to have 4, maybe 5 volumes of Airport Madness 3D. I plan to keep adding airports, each with about 12. Each volume should have about 12 airports. I'm going to keep adding features and pack this game full of whatever I can think of. I wrestled with what to do about this airport. It's costing mobile players a few bucks to buy it because you see that you've got an update. Oh, look, there's Las Vegas, and it's going to cost you a few bucks. But those who own the desktop version of this game, well, they get it for free. I don't know if that's fair. It's kind of a trade-off, though. People who want the convenience of this game in their pocket with automatic updates, well, you're going to pay for the extra airport. But the hardcore players, the desktop users, those of you who play on Steam, you get the update for free. You ponied up the 20 bucks in the first place, and that includes free unlimited updates. The catch is that once I hit about 12 airports per volume, that's when I start on the next volume. And that's when you have to pony up another 20 bucks. And you know, I gotta pay for the artist, and I gotta pay the web fees somehow. So you know, at some point we have to charge money for our wares, don't we? Anyway, Las Vegas Airport, fantastic airport. I'm so excited about bringing you Seattle next month, and it's my plan to shoot you a video like this every few weeks to let you know how the progress is going. So really give this game a play and give me your feedback, and thanks so much for being fans and customers, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year 2024 to everyone.